Today we are going to Angkor Wat.
We're Cindy and Eddie, and this is Squeeze the Day. Enterprises, where we're going to step inside and purchase our tickets for the day.
When coming to Cambodia to go to the Siem Reap temples of Angkor Wat and the rest of them, because there are a lot more than just the one, you have to get tickets to go in there first. And so that's what we're here for. Let's show you around a little bit on how to get the tickets, how easy it is, and what it looks like right now. They actually make it real easy. So you're just gonna follow the signs that are gonna take you to where the ticket booth is and purchase the tickets. Very simple. The ticket booths are right there. That was so fast and so easy. There was nobody in line, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot of people here, so
I think it might have been busier earlier in the day because a lot of people come and get their tickets before sunrise. That's when they want to go and see the Angkor Wat temple and watch the sunrise behind it.
Which is pretty fantastic.
We opted not to do that, so we just got here at 8 o'clock, just after 8 actually, and we're going to be heading over to check out some temples now.
We're taking a one-day pass. Right now they have a promotion going on. You buy a one-day pass, you get a second day for free. Which is really awesome. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Spending more than one day here, especially if it's your first time, highly recommend it. We're going to be spending probably one day, but we'll see what happens. Make sure you also grab yourself a map of the area, and this is what the tickets are going to look like. They actually have your picture on there. They'll take your picture so that it can't be transferred and it's easy to identify who's they belong to.
It's just your ticket only. That way they look at the picture and they look at you and nobody else can use it.
And another thing, sometimes tour guides like to keep these so that they have a memory of who was there and souvenirs kind of a thing. You can keep them yourself.
I wouldn't recommend leaving it with anybody else. Keep it with your possession, and when you leave Cambodia, take it with you.
We have a driver that's going to take us around. You can also get yourself a tour guide that's going to talk about the temples as you go if you want.
All right, so let's go get into our tuk-tuk and head over to the temple.
Good morning. Awesome. Thank you so much. Obviously a very popular tourist destination. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to buy clothing, food, and souvenirs along the way. The driver dropped us off at the direct entrance to the Angkor Wat temple, which is the first temple of our day. The reason we like this stop is because that takes us directly to that view, which is the famous Angkor Wat temple that everybody talks about. So we're going to go through that entrance and take a look at this. The first thing you need to know about Angkor Wat is the outside wall, which a lot of people don't really talk about, but you need to know it's there before you get here. And the entrance is going to be slightly to the right. You're going to walk along this pathway. Part of what makes Angkor Wat so amazing is the stonework. It is an ancient temple that is still standing, which is pretty amazing. We're going to cross that little bridge, walk across the walkway, and go inside. We're really happy about being able to come visit here and see this for ourselves after seeing so many pictures and hearing so many people talk about it. So this is pretty exciting for us. So this pathway that we're on right now is actually floating here, and I'm staring directly into the sun, so I don't know if that's going to look good.
A floating bridge.
But it's a floating bridge, which is really cool. We like that. Angkor Wat is actually surrounded by a giant moat of sorts. I guess that's what it is, a moat.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so they have this floating bridge that you walk across in order to get from one side of the land across the moat to the other side, to where you can see the temple.
We'll show you in just a minute why people like to come here for the sunrise as soon as we get over there. Cross the bridge, go on in. That is the entrance. We went in through the right entrance, but if you go through the center, you'll get to this walkway, which takes you directly to it. As we're here and arriving, we're looking at these grounds. They're really beautiful and incredible. They're like part of what the money that we're paying to come here goes towards is maintaining the grounds. I think it's well worth it. This place is beautiful.
And it rained yesterday, so everything looks super lush.
That's the center entrance. You can see tourists are coming out of that entrance and walking up the center of it towards Angkor Wat itself. The reason that this is a very popular destination first thing in the morning to watch a sunrise, if you can see where the sun is at right now in comparison to where the temple is at, the sun comes up right behind it, which is a fantastic view. Right here in this spot, you'll have a lot of people taking selfies because of how iconic it is. We're going through the King's entrance right now, which is the main entrance. It's amazing to think that this is so well constructed from such an ancient period of time. You can't walk through certain areas because they're doing restorations and preserving some parts of it. Here we're seeing some of the restoration that they're doing. Those new pieces right next to the old pieces. They have stairs so you can go into the main temple area if that's what you're interested in doing. We think it's worth it and it doesn't cost anything. Visiting Angkor Wat is a lot of fun. Most people prefer to come here first thing in the morning to get that sunrise shot, as well as just see it. It's pretty amazing. So it will be a little bit busier at that period of time during the day. It's kind of busy right now for this time of day, but
quiet as well, because I think most of the people that arrived for sunrise have moved on to other places, and so it's really kind of quiet right now. And we're enjoying that.
Yeah, which is great. You get some beautiful photography and some footage for this video for you, which is pretty amazing. But now we're going to move on to the next part of our tour. So what we're seeing is a lot of people coming in the center way, and then a few people coming over here. I wonder if that's because it's muddy over there and less people are walking on that. Just so you know, there is a large parking area. So if you're driving around, if you rent a car or a motor scooter, there is a place for you to park.
But we recommend hiring a tuk-tuk driver and letting him drive you around for the day. It's so much more convenient. He knows where to take you, and it's very economical too. Ours was only $20 for the day.
It looks like you can just stop somewhere and grab some food or souvenirs anywhere along the way. They have these checkpoints through here every once in a while. The next place that we're at is actually called Bayon. So it's actually a series of temples that are in the area. There's a whole bunch of them. So we're going to show you a little bit of all of it. And he recommended that we walk through from Prohm, going in here, all the way through there. And then we're going to meet our driver way down there. Along the way, we're seeing signs of how to get from one spot to the next and approximately how long it's going to take to get through it. It should take us an hour and 45 minutes. You can see the many faces that are carved into the stone throughout this temple. This is a pretty impressive temple to go and visit. The sun is starting to come out right now, so I'm gonna have to reapply sunscreen before we go too much further. So I think we're gonna do that right up here in shade.
And get a sip of water as well.
Yeah, drinking plenty of water today because it is starting to heat up.
Yep.
They also have maps once in a while that you can see in English as well that'll help you get around.
This section of the Bayon area is very massive and spread apart. We're gonna take our time and try to see a little bit of it. We can't spend too much time. As we said earlier, it rained last night, and so everything's lush and green, but it's also kind of soggy. So we're gonna have to be very careful to not get ourselves stuck in the mud somewhere.
We're gonna follow that trail up to there. They're also giving you a recommended path if you wanted to see everything. Angkor Thom is pretty amazing, but it's more than just this temple right here. Check this out. They have this area surrounding it as well.
We've gotten ourselves off the beaten path. We're gonna try and find our way up ahead to the next place we need to go to.
This is what it looks like. Angkor Thom, really fun place to explore, but you definitely need more time than what we have to explore it. This is why a lot of people like to use a 7-day pass, because if you come here and actually start exploring these temples, you can spend an entire 7 days exploring different buildings like Angkor Thom, Angkor Wat, and Bayon, the whole thing. You could literally spend 7 days doing a detailed walkthrough and enjoying the process, but not actually see everything. There's just so much to see. So we're kind of hopping and skipping a little bit because we're using the 1-day pass just to get this video in so you can see a general idea of what it looks like. Make sure you check Cindy's Instagram so you can see her pictures as well. That's a really cool side entrance, I guess, the side gate to the temples. That's where we just came from. And you can see the wall that surrounds this area. And then they have this here, which is information and restoration of everything that's going on here. Feel free to pause at any point if you want to read what's on the screen. And that's the front entrance. But we're trying to get the front of or large portions of as much as possible just so you get an idea of what to look for.
Most drivers will tell you what they do for 1 day and what they'll show you for 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
They have the itinerary all mapped out, and it's really convenient that way because you don't have to think about it or process it unless you want to do the research and plan it out yourself.
Yeah.
It's easier just to go with exactly what the driver wants to do.
And they'll tell you, plus you can also get a tour guide who'll take you around a little bit more. Let's get a picture of that real quick so you can see it. And then we'll head back. Now we are here on this walkthrough. If you remember the last time we were here, so we kind of went up this way and came around and then walked up this way. Now it's suggesting that we go up here to 4, which is a good recommendation. If you're interested in seeing other parts of it, you can go up to 6, 7, and this will tell you exactly what the numbers are. So just a real quick understanding of the map and a little bit better of an understanding of where you're at on the map. What we decided we wanted to do is come around the backside to get 6, which is going to be the Pila Temple. I said that wrong, I'm sorry guys. Come down to 5 and then pop over to 7 before we catch our driver. You can't actually climb into this temple right now. There's no access. It's also falling down, so it doesn't look safe. See, there's no access on this right now. That would have been where you would climb into it. That's pretty impressive. The way that we need to go is actually this way. It looks like there might be a path over here, so we're going to go that way. I know the main temple that everybody loves to go see is Angkor Wat, but honestly, this is a lot less crowded. It looks like this is part of the area that they're restoring. We found a little shaded area, so if you're here in the heat of the day and you need to rest, there you go. We are here now. This is what 7 looks like. It's actually not too big. You can also get some refreshments if you want. That's in that area. It's a good time to do that. All of this is part of the historic area. That's going to be number 5 right there. They have 2 sides of it. We're actually going to go up so we can show you what's down there. It doesn't look like they prevent you from walking down there. It's just not something we want to do. This is the view from on top. It does continue around down there, but this is the view we like. And if you're interested, you can walk all the way along down there to get to where we started off. We were just over there. This is another section. In this case, you can go down the stairs to go in there, but this is what we really wanted to see. This has all the elephants up here, which is a very popular place to get a selfie if you're interested. They're doing a lot of restoration, which is really impressive, and it goes all the way down there. Make sure you take an opportunity to look at the other side of the road, which has a lot more too. This area has 2 temples right across the street from each other. This is a very Instagrammable spot. And this was looks like inside. That's pretty impressive. We're gonna cross the street and go see the other one, which is right here.
On the other side.
Another Instagrammable and popular place to visit. Following the way of visit. This is what it looks like from the side. This temple is pretty impressive, very ornate and decorative. We enjoyed that. We're going on to the next one. The temple that we are at now is Prohm. First part of this trail is to walk past this tree. This is what the inside of that temple looks like, and you can still walk through just a little bit. If some of this looks like it's out of a movie, it might be because some of it actually is. And that's what the front of the temple looks like, with a couple of visitors, guests, and monks. Be careful. That's the Angelina Jolie tree. This temple was made popular by the movie with Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider. So we enjoyed that. We got a picture of us in front of it and a couple of Instagram shots. So make sure you check those out as well. You can see some of the restorative process happening right here. Each one of these temples is slightly different, and we're kind of looking down as we walk because we're coming across stairs and steps and...
Every one of these doorways seems to have a step up and then you step back down.
Yeah, so
with every door.
Even though as we're walking through, you're getting some amazing things to look at.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to do, so we kind of looking around.
Have to take your time.
Yeah. The other thing, every one of these temples is a little different. Some of them are a little more impressive than others, which makes them more popular. Having said that, take your time and enjoy the process because, like I said, they're all different. Explore it, check it out, walk through the maze, have fun. We are definitely having fun. I think this is going to be the end of it for us here because there's been a lot of temples, and a lot of walking around, and a lot of sun, and a lot of sweat.
Just letting you know, we started at 8 o'clock, bought our tickets, and we're here. We started a little before 9, and now it's just after 1, so we have not even had a full day. So you could easily pack in a lot more than what we've done. The last you can be here is when the sun's setting, and you can't enter a temple after that. See a lot in one day, just so you know. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you.
And stay tuned as we continue to travel around Cambodia and the rest of the world. So just so you know, there is a large horn honking. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.